All right, once again, welcome to the Using Smart Response for Assessment and Grading videos. What we're going to talk about in this video is how you can use your Examview Test Generator to automatically create and import questions into your assessment folders or your assessment files in Notebook. First thing you want to do is you want to open up your Examview Test Generator software and choose your questions. So you click on it. We're going to create one from scratch. We'll call it junk. That way I know I can delete it when I get ready to. And then go to select while viewing. I'm going to choose the questions from my textbook. We'll just go to chapter 1. Make this pretty quick and simple. And we'll import all the multiple choice questions. All right. Once I have my questions in my test, for those of you who have never done this, hopefully you can find a test generator data bank for your assessment. Then what you want to do is you want to export this. We're going to export this to rich text format. Excuse me. We're going to export this to HTML format. So HTML. This is Examview HTML. And you want to make sure that you're exporting as a study guide and click OK. And then it's going to create a folder for you. We're going to call this how to import questions. How's that? And then click save. Once you're done with that, you can close the test generator. And I'm not going to save changes to that file. All right, and then you open up your notebook software, as you learned how to do in one of our other videos. And I'm going to change my zoom to 100% here. All right, and then go to response, and then import questions from Examview HTML. Notice that you can also import from Microsoft Word and XML. XML is Open Office's file format. I have tried to import with Microsoft Word questions. I've not had a lot of success, but I don't think it would take too long to figure out what formatting you need to use in your Word file to be able to automatically convert them into Smart Notebook software questions. Should be fairly simple. I use Examview all the time, so I'm going to import from the Examview, and then I'm going to go find what I just figured out, which how to import questions is my assessment right here. Notice it has the Google icon for Google Chrome. That's because it's HTML, which is a web format. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click open. It'll take a couple of minutes, but it'll import all the questions. All right, and then once it starts importing the questions, you should get a dialog box that says import complete. So import successfully completed. Click OK. Now you have all of your questions. In this case, there are 45 questions. Notice down here there are 46 slides. That's because the assessment automatically created a title page. All right, so I have 46 slides, total of 45 questions. They're all formatted as multiple choice questions. If we go over here to the response tab and open it up, we can see all of the properties to show the answer key. You just click on show the answer key. You've got your A, B, C, D. The correct answer to this one is C. You can also make these opinion questions. So if you have some questions that you want to ask, but you don't want them to count in the test, just make them an opinion question. Fair enough? All right, now let's go all the way back up to the top and click on that one and look at the properties of the title slide. Here on the properties of the title slide, you have a couple of pieces of information that are worth noting. You notice here you can change the title. Don't want to call it junk, we want to call it junk 2. And then you can put other information in here. Also, start the assessment now. When you click this, it will start the assessment, but we'll cover how to do the assessment in a future date. Also, assessment delivery mode, allow all students to use or to answer all questions at their own pace or only the currently displayed question. You want them to answer them all at their own pace. Unless you're going to use this in the classroom as a whole class, and then they can only answer the currently displayed question. That's more for presentation mode than it really is for assessment mode. You can also build like PowerPoints for your classroom notes and build the assessments into the middle of them so you can work your way through them and kids can answer questions while you're doing it. Now, on feedback, this one's kind of the fun one. With feedback, you can decide whether you want to show the results after you stop collecting, or you can ask it to give them the results when they are done answering all the questions, or you can get it after they answer each question. It'll tell them whether they got it right or wrong. So if you're going to build one of these assessments and use it not for testing, but use it for review or something like that, you could do it so that they get the answer at the end of each question. Or you can tell them you don't want it to show them the grades at all. Those are your options, and you set that up right here in the feedback section. You can also change this. If you don't want to save it that way, you can save it so that it stops collecting, or it gives them the answers after it stops collecting. And then when you go to assess it, you'll get the chance to change this. So when you go to give the assessment, you get another opportunity to change it. And then last but not least, you need to save this assessment. And again, all the same rules apply. You need to know exactly where you want to save it. You want to make sure that you're saving it somewhere where kids will be able to get to it, or where you'll be able to get to it and you'll be able to find it. So what you call it is important. So I'm going to call this one junk 2. And click save. And then again, like we said when we created the other assessment, if you're going to give this to multiple classes, you'll want to go back and you'll want to save this and add an attachment to it for like Bell 2, because that's my zoology class. So you could even put zoology here. Because after you've done this for about a year, you'll probably wind up with 100 or so of these files, and they're going to be hard to organize if you don't have a plan when you start. All right, at this point, you have your assessment created using a textbook generator. Any textbook generator will probably give you the opportunity to find a file format that will allow you to import it directly into the notebook software. So if you're having questions, send me an email. I'll help you figure it out. But we should be able to use just about any test generator to import questions in this manner.